Hey everybody, what is going on today? This is Bridge the Gap, and today we're going to talk about the next step in changing bad habits, which is changing your story. This is a crucial part of habit change that is often overlooked. Trying to make a change that is incongruent with our identity, our story, will not last. It's hard to change your habits if you don't change the underlying person that led you to the behavior in the first place. I want you to do me a favor and try this. Every day, as soon as you wake up, the first thing I want you to do in the morning is to send yourself an email. That email is going to contain one of the most important sentences you will ever hear, the highest thought which you can have about yourself, which is, I can achieve anything I set my mind to without limitations. Immediately when you type this sentence, you'll hear the voice from our old friend in part 2, the limbic system. This is the animal part of the brain that is terrified of change and likes to keep things just the way they are. It will say, you're not able to achieve anything you set your mind to because you're not smart enough, rich enough, you're too young or too old, you don't have the connections, the talent, and on and on. This is your story. Your story is a sum of the baggage and limitations that you put on yourself or that you let others put on you. Your story keeps you from making progress. Your story keeps you sabotaging yourself. When you promise to make a positive change in your life, your subconscious animal brain has already decided that it won't happen, that you've already tried that and failed, so why bother? Your story keeps you from being truly committed to change. So the question now becomes, how do I change my story? The first thing you must do is take this belief, this sentence, that I can achieve anything I set my mind to without limitations. Read, think about, and visualize this belief as a fact, because it is a fact. You are capable of anything you set your mind to. Put this belief everywhere. Read it until it becomes a habitual part of your thought pattern. Remind yourself of this sentence every hour of every day. Do this until it becomes as natural as your breathing. Do this until it seeps into your subconscious. Do it until you live it, feel it, and it takes over your decisions. Let this sentence become your guide in times of uncertainty, your compass in times of self-doubt. Don't allow others to dictate what you are capable of. Remember what Gandhi said, don't let anyone walk through your mind with their dirty feet. You only have one life to live, and you are put on this earth to grow into a mountain, not shrink into a grain of sand. Remember that identity and values drive behavior. This belief, this sentence is the first step in changing your identity and values. If you want to make a change, you have to change who you are. You have to change the story that you tell yourself. Don't be the person who is trying to lose weight. Be the person who is always in shape. See yourself, talk about yourself, and visualize yourself in this way. Don't be the guy who is trying to quit porn. Be the man who is too focused on his goals to contribute to an industry that exploits women. Don't be the person who is trying to quit smoking. Be the person who has so much self-love that they can't tolerate harming their health any longer. There's a massive difference between trying to do something and committing to do it. Focus on who you want to become, not what you want to achieve. When you decide something is a must, you will find a way. You will make a way. You will raise your standards. The tipping point is when you say no more. It's when something that was a should has become a must. You've attached your identity to it. As Tony Robbins said, in 33 years of working to help people improve, one constant is that people follow through on who they think they are. Human beings absolutely follow through on what they believe they are. He said that every time he's had a client who said, I'm really going to work hard to lose weight, I'm going to do my best, he would know that this person's days were numbered because that person hasn't changed their shoulds into musts. We all act consistently with who we believe we are. If you believe that deep down you are the person who tries but then goes back to your old self, this is exactly what you'll do. To do something you have never done before, you have to become someone you've never been before. The other way to change our story, our identity, is to consistently ensure that new positive thoughts are going into your mind every day. Remember that you have between 60 and 90,000 thoughts every day, and 95% of these were the same thoughts you had yesterday, and 80% of them are negative. Think about these numbers for a moment. 95% of your thoughts are the same ones you had yesterday, and 80% of them are negative. This means that our brain is essentially a record of the past. It is not a map to the future. So be committed to investing in your mind. One way that I've done this, and it's had a massive positive impact in my life, is to listen to audiobooks from the best minds in self-development throughout the day. This greatly interrupts the negative chatter in your brain and starts to replace some old negative thoughts with new positive ones. Make a habit of listening to audiobooks during all of the downtime in your day, when you're getting ready for work, when you're exercising, when you're commuting to work, or when you're walking to a meeting. Since I've started doing this in 2016, I've finished hundreds of books and I've grown so much that I can barely recognize my former self. Remember that each decision you make, each and every day, is a vote for the type of person you are. All of these votes add up to create a story, your identity. But by making tiny 1% improvements each day and constantly reaffirming the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to without limitations, and further adding new motivation and positive ideas to your mind from great books, you'll discover that change is not only possible, it is your birthright. Thanks for listening, and if you got something out of this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. I put a link to the next part below. Thanks again.